we are going to uncover and unwrap from Traffic and Funnels the Client Kit Workshop, the course, the program ultimately. Is it worth it for you to invest in having access to the Client Kit? Now, at the time of this recording, Client Kit is a program that you can absolutely get access to, in addition to a few other resources like Sales Mentor and so forth, if you were to join the HQ, which is a subscription, monthly recurring revenue-based model. So the question at hand is this curriculum designed in a way that if you never took advantage of any of the group coaching calls, or you never leveraged the community or any of the additional resources that are available to you, would you still find some version of success? Would you still potentially generate clients? And the answer to that is an absolute yes. Simply put, not only is the interface designed in a way that it's transparent what you as the client or person who is invested into this program and curriculum, what you can anticipate and the additional tiers or programs that are available to you, but likewise, each module is broken down based on what context or what stage you should be at from each foundational aspect or component that came before it. So for example here, right, paid opportunity acceleration and sales, well, it makes sense that you wouldn't be ready to start investing money into ads or paying for client acquisition if you hadn't yet identified, where do I begin? What does my offer entail? Oh, what if I can't do this? Oh, how do I get clients organically? Because maybe I'm in a position where I can't actually afford ads and I need the clients who come in who pay me to reallocate that money, right? So it's organized in a very simple manner. None of the material inside of each of the modules, with a few minor exceptions here in the setup and also in the bonus vault, none of the material is designed that it's going to take you 30 minutes to consume and understand and absorb fully, and then you still have to go iterate or implement. Everything is designed in a very digestible manner that is simple and easy for you, 100%. Now, this next question is in regard to what can you anticipate or expect from the support, the expertise level from those who are part of the curriculum or the program itself, accountability coaching, etc. And again, just blown away simply by the material, the context, the congruency, also the caliber of what is part of the curriculum here. Often, almost all of the videos are from either Taylor or Chris himself. There are a few minor exceptions of individuals who are part of the actual coaching team that created some of the curriculum material. But for the most part, the content is usually you're going to see Taylor's face inside of the curriculum material. So he's explaining from A to Z what to expect, or some of the clipped recording segments where he's walking somebody through the sales process. He's modeling and role playing for someone, addressing certain things, how to package your offer, etc. It's often Taylor that you see or hear, and you are also watching directly over his shoulder as he is typing a lot of the copywriting. And so the content itself, it's designed in a way that you know who you are consuming this from. They know what they are doing. Likewise, the coaching access, the accountability, the support, the team, it knows without a doubt exactly what it is that is necessary for you to grow your coaching business, your consulting business. Maybe you own a product-based business instead, and you are looking to pivot to the online space. It doesn't really necessarily matter exactly what you are doing. What does matter is that these people who are part of this entity and representing the Traffic and Funnels brand, now reframed to be part of HQ, know what they are doing. All right. And so this next variable that we're looking to evaluate ultimately is is this worth it? Is it worth investing into? Is it worth evaluating? Is it worth being part of your arsenal if you're a person who typically invests into a lot of coaching programs or courses and you're not really, certain what to anticipate? Is this worth it? And the answer would be just simply having access to Client Kit, especially if you're a brand new coach or consultant or you're a course creator or freelancer or something like that. Then the answer would be yes, it's worth it if you're going to take action, if you're going to implement. Because ultimately, whether you choose to continue to, work with this team and you invest into the next version of their program in their next tier of the value ladder. So at the time of this recording, next tier in their value ladder, they have a couple. There would be Modern Day Consultant. There's also the Arena, not specifically in that order, but there are other products, other programs that are available to you if you're looking to just have Taylor Welch necessarily in your sphere of influence. But if you're not going to implement, if you're not going to take action, if you're not going to show up for yourself, then I would advocate against you investing into this course or program or any other for that matter, because you can't simply invest into something and expect, a magic bullet. You still have to do the work. You still have to show up for yourself. You still would need to be coachable. And so ultimately, is it worth it? Yes, definitely. And this program here, curriculum rather, is one of the several bullets that will be available to you if you were to invest into HQ, the mastermind. The question is that we are tackling in this moment: do they follow their own advice? And the answer would be yes, they do in fact follow their own advice. There is so many very wonderful steps here, so many very clear, defined, actionable pieces, not only on how to do the ad campaign, how to pick your creative, those pieces, but also the elements that have to do with organic marketing, and not just doing it on Facebook, but also the aspects here on LinkedIn. And then likewise, there are several in many of these modules, several of these types of deep dive masterclass like material resources that you're also going to find, where it's somebody else highlighting what works for them, sharing how they do certain things. So if I were to come in here in the bonus vault, now for the sake of protecting somebody else's intellectual property, I'm not going to play the full thing. I don't want to give access to the entire into the entire module, but here you can basically see the framework of what's the links of the posts. Then you have access to the resources themselves, the video. So there's quite a bit injected in here. And so ultimately, do they follow their own model? Yes, absolutely, because Taylor Welch now has created at this point, in just the span of the last 6 to 12 months himself, over 2 or 3 free Facebook groups or communities online that are leveraging most of the principles that you're going to find here inside of this curriculum. And he, again, in real time in those free communities, is implementing exactly what you are seeing inside of this curriculum. So do they follow their own strategy? Excuse me. Is it viable? Yes, because the working model there have been a few minor tweaks, sure, but is it still relevant in today's online arena? Yes, it is, in a post-2020 world, because everything has accelerated tremendously, and now you have individuals who are more skeptical than ever. You have individuals who are going to be looking for you to be able to demonstrate that value, for you to be able to be transparent with them. And organic, it has its place, and there is a time for organic. And so because Taylor and Ashen and everyone who represents part of this realm of traffic and funnels and now HQ understand what that means and why that is so like integral to the value of what this represents, this brand. And for you, as a person who's likely just starting out, or maybe you've hit some sort of plateau, them following their own model, them drinking their own Kool-Aid, is going to speak volumes, and does, about the value of what they are promoting. And so it is, without a doubt, very congruent to what they are marketing, what they're advertising, because they're doing it day in and day out.